Welcome to Shades of Havana. I'm your host, David Zimmel. We're at L&B Cigar in Ocean Township, New Jersey, our comfortable cigar lounge. I'm here with my brother and a couple good friends. Why don't you introduce yourselves and tell us what you're smoking?
I'm Steve Rittner. This is an Ashton, and nothing better than an Ashton with a Johnny Black.
I'm Mitch Zimmel. I'm smoking the San Cristobal, and nothing better than a Stolio with it.
How you doing? My name's Alan Walker. I smoke a Don Pepin Garcia, my daily go-to. I like to pair it with a little tequila.
So,
Can I have that, please?
I'm here with my brother, who happens to be born on the same day as me. We're 6 years apart. I know you can't necessarily tell that he's 6 years younger, but he is.
So good looking.
Mitch, you've been my hold on a second, okay? You've been my golf partner.
I gotta let him talk.
For how many years have we been playing in the Barbaro?
17.
So the Barbaro at our club is a two-man tournament. It's a best ball of two. So for a new golfer like you, you go out, and if I have like a 5 and he has a 4, you take the 4 on that hole, and that's the best score for the hole.
I like that.
So we won, I think, our first or second year. Yeah. Since then, he's played like shit.
But when I first started, I never golfed. He and my oldest brother golfed all the time. And we were all athletic family. And the first time he brought me to Hollywood, I'm at the first tee. And, I golfed with my friends, but like in college and, drinking and stuff like that, nothing really serious.
Now, so you gotta remember, now you gotta hear this. So at the first tee, there's 15, 20 people standing around, ready to play. And then there's
exactly why I do not.
There's people
pick off the first tee.
There's people watching.
And there's the starter's shack,
right,
where he stands,
right,
and it's
so
directly adjacent to the tee.
I'm lined up here, hitting there. The shack is over there.
So I go, all right, Mitch, your turn to tee off.
So I go to hit the ball, and I hit it directly instead of that way, directly that way. And some guy goes flying by his fucking head.
Right.
And I was so embarrassed. And from then on in, I told him, I'm going to start playing this game. I want to learn how to play this game. I can't come out here and suck. So I'm serious. He was the most patient person in the world. I used to go out, and every golfer has been through it. If you've golfed, you've gone through it. It's
Alan's
tough,
doing
it's
it
grueling.
now.
It's tough, it's grueling. And one thing I gotta say, for all the years, even now, he's got the patience of a saint, because he got me to the point where I can go out and play golf with anybody, feel comfortable.
Absolutely. And your game has improved
just like the cigar.
So wait, are you a member here?
Yeah, I've been a member at Hollywood for 17 years.
Oh, wow, okay.
So he used to be at Jumping Brook, and then I got him to join. So we've been playing the last couple of years, and our expectations were very high, but for some reason,
no, we've done very well.
We've competed okay, but we haven't done that.
No more Barbaros.
No more Barbaros.
There's a lot of Zimmels at Hollywood, and we've kept our name going strong.
What is that? 5 Zimmels at
No,
Hollywood?
we have let's
6?
see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 Zimmels, and out of the 7. There's 6 single. There's 6 single digits, and Mitch is not one of them.
But I'm respectable.
No, Mitch is like a 13.
Yeah.
So he's
that means nothing to
well.
me. I don't know. So, okay. This is the first summer that I tried to learn how to play golf.
Thanks to Steve.
Thanks to I was getting there. Hold on, settle down. So Steve took me in, and he's like, listen, I belong to Jumping Brook. Come out with me. So finally, I said, okay. I was a little afraid.
Were you athletic?
In my mind.
In my mind.
You don't have to answer that question.
Mind.
You really have to answer that question?
I just want to know. Give me some history. Were you athletic?
No.
You wasn't athletic. Were you athletic?
I played very little baseball.
All right, so go ahead.
But so hang on. So I've been to Jumping Brook 3 times with Steve, and he's so gracious. Talk about gracious, patient. Like listen, Alan, do this, try and do this, focus on this, focus on that. I took 1 lesson. I know I need to take more lessons.
And by the way, so let me just say one thing. The difference is, I even give him more credit, because when Mitch came to Hollywood, he had at least played a little bit. Okay, he played a little bit.
I had 5 years under my
Steve
belt.
took you out as a virgin.
Alan went out
okay,
cold
with a pink putter.
Right.
Pink putter. His wife's pink
Oh, wait,
putter.
pink putter.
Oh, since I've got
How
it.
did you let- how did you let it-
My wife's top flight pink putter.
Oh my God.
You know what he told me? Who's the player
Bubba.
that has a pink putter?
Bubba's got a pink
Bubba.
driver.
Pink
I'm like,
driver.
all right, I'm
Bob
gullible.
also has a $300,000 watch.
But does he play football with?
And no tampon.
So, what do you think so far? Now?
I like it. Okay, so speaking about not coming out of the gate and hitting the first tee, I was too embarrassed. The first two times, I
There are
couldn't
people
come out.
watching?
Yeah, not
There's
that
always
many, but I
people-
was still
you know, jumping, but
embarrassed.
there's always people up on top.
Yeah,
There's always somebody
so-
having a drink outside. And they're watching.
It
It takes me 3-4 holes to
because
get
when
somewhat
I
comfortable.
started playing probably when I was like 13, 14 years old. And we used to play at a course in Edison called Ashbrook, and it was a public course. And
I know that it is.
the way Ashbrook was set up, everyone that was waiting to play all stood around the first tee.
Yeah.
So when you got to the first tee, there were 40, 50 people at all times watching. And it was really like the scariest
But
thing.
at 13, you don't care. Not
when
the
you're
way you
a
do.
seasoned
You don't really
golfer,
care
you
as much as
care.
when you're an adult. Because
When you're
as an
16,
adult,
you're going
ex-
out the first
right,
time.
You're expected
You want
to
your
be,
body to move like a 13-year-old. It's not.
I'm not 60. Let's call it. I'm a young man compared to.
So did you like it?
I did like it. I did like it.
But
You're
are
gonna
you
play
commi-
more?
Are you
I'm
I'm gonna
committed?
go out again. I'm definitely going out. Yeah.
But you gotta hit balls though.
I know. I go to Twin Brook.
You
I go
gotta
to
be
the
patient,
range.
and you gotta be patient, and you gotta just do it,
Yeah.
and you gotta let it happen.
What I find is that if you're going to keep playing golf, you don't have to be committed. You're going to get committed. It's
I like it. I do
it's
like
a
it.
tough game. No
I
matter
do
how
like
good
it.
Like
you
you have
are,
to
it's a
commit.
tough
Like
game.
you can't.
You never know
just-
what tomorrow's going to bring.
You can't just say you're gonna play and then just play every so often. You got to commit to play.
You're right. You're right.
And play.
But I'm not that critical of myself where I have to fucking shoot or whatever. I got a 90 or 95 or an 80
either.
or 85.
Still.
No, but you'll
100, 110.
you'll get
there.
there.
I'll
You'll
get
get
there.
You'll
there.
get there.
I'm
You'll
a
get
long way from there.
Right.
I'm a long
Because
way
if
from
you
there.
don't care what you shoot, then you're never gonna.
But if I cared what I shot right now, I'd never play the game.
right, well that's true. No, at this stage.
Right.
Well, you know what? It takes you to a lot of great places. I've been on a lot of vacations to play golf. Well, I mean, where was the last place you played golf on vacation?
Let's see. The last place I played golf on vacation. I'm trying to think where I played.
Florida.
Yeah,
about-
Florida.
I was in Bermuda. Were you in Bermuda?
No, I
right?
didn't go to Bermuda. I've never.
Awesome.
You weren't invited.
Awesome golf.
Great trip down there.
Great.
So let me ask you guys, what's your take on the gun situation with what's going on in the schools? So I was with a client the other day. We were out looking at property, and this woman's husband happened to be a retired Eatontown policeman, and she tells me that he's now working in Eatontown High School with 3 other undercover cops, all undercover carrying weapons in the high school. 4. They're there every day, all throughout the school.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean,
I
there's
don't
a
know if
lot
that
of.
helps. I don't know if it helps. I think the best thing that's going to help is better protection, keeping them out of the schools. You know, one of the guys that comes here, Hirsch, is in the security business. He talks about a new product that when you walk in the building, it can see every weapon on you. It knows exactly what kind of knife, what kind of gun.
It's like a full body scanner.
It's a scan that.
Yeah.
It's not just a metal detector. It's a full scan. They know what you have.
Is how expensive is it?
It's expensive, but it's institutional stuff. Schools will have it. Hospitals will have it. Courthouses will have it. You have to have it.
I think the parents and the teachers got to do a better job of. They know who the bad kids are, and those kids have to be put on some type of list to know that they're at risk and they can't get a hold of the gun. The parents all the time are in denial that the kid has a problem. If they have a mental problem or whatever, anxiety or whatever, that person cannot get a gun.
All right, so here's my perspective. I don't like guns. I've shot guns, a few times. I don't like guns.
Do you have any?
The argument, though, is that
No, I wouldn't own a
the
gun.
criminals, if you want a gun, you're gonna get them. They can ban AR-15s or whatever these freaking things are. You can ban whatever you want. There's millions of guns that are floating around. The criminals, they're smart as criminals. They'll get the guns.
Yeah, you're never getting
They're
them off.
gonna get the gun.
But you know what? These kids that are shooting up the schools, and these kids, they bought those guns legally. Their parents bought those guns legally, most of them.
Right. In the South, you can get them very simply.
You got to stop these gun shows.
Well, that's the problem.
you've gotta-
There was a girl
you
that
gotta
was just
get rid of
17
real
years
assault
old that
weapons.
just got caught. 17 years old. She was working at a pizza place, and she told one of the girls there that she got an AR
15, I guess. I don't know.
And she showed her a video, and she said she wanted to shoot up like the school and 400 people. The girl called the police. The police came. They arrested her. They found all kinds of stuff at her house. And her mother said she denied it and just said she liked shooting. Well, the girl got expelled from school for having a knife and swastikas. That girl's got to go on a list that she can't get a gun.
Right, 100%. That's
That's
easy.
it. 17 years old.
But just 3 weeks ago in High Point University, they found a kid, right, who had a couple of pistols and a shotgun. And somehow, stupidly, or actually beneficially, he blabbed to some people in school, freshmen, like first 2 weeks of school.
So where'd the guns come from?
He went locally, like a Walmart or whatever,
And bought it.
because it was in North Carolina. And and the reason he said he went to North Carolina and went to that school is he said he can buy guns legally, easily and legally.
And I think you can go to Pennsylvania and almost walk into a Walgreens and walk out with a
There's
gun.
a lot of places you can. I was amazed. The first time I went up to New Hampshire to visit some friends, you walk into a gun shop, and you couldn't walk out with a handgun, but you could walk out with almost any kind of rifle.
Right.
Same day.
It's crazy.
Right after 9/11, 18 years ago, I was down in Texas at a business conference, and they took everybody to this dude ranch kind of thing for the day, horseback. Well, they had guns. And the big thing was a big picture of Osama bin Laden on a tree stump. They had you shooting every kind of weapon under the sun at this picture, and these people getting off on it. You don't need these guns in this country.
I
You
think
just
one of the big
don't
problems
need it.
is that years ago, without the internet, this stuff happened, but it didn't happen as often. Now, these kids go on with all the news stuff, and they see this happening, and the people that are a little twisted see this stuff, and it gives them ideas, and they go out and they do something.
All right, so now you've also got the political situation.
I was gonna
It's
say,
Trump,
yeah.
right? Trump is like, I'm not, banning this, I'm not banning that. And the Democrats are trying to stuff it in his face, and I think rightly so.
Well,
There's got to be some kind of bipartisanship.
Well, I think that whoever comes up with a plan to vet these people better before they buy a gun becomes a president. If Trump did that today, he's a shoo-in.
And that's
And you
You're
got to do
showing.
background checks. I mean, that's easy.
yeah, I know.
But
They
they're
don't do a good
they're not
enough
doing
job.
a good enough job.
You just got to do a background check.
And then don't forget the NRA, the fucking
well, it's not.
lobbyists.
Background checks are not mandatory in all states.
Right.
So
And then the gun shows that there's none.
how do you not have a background
That's
check
wrong.
to give somebody
That's
a
really
gun?
wrong, the gun show.
So let's talk about
How's work, Tim?
Florida. Well, let's talk
Oh,
about
Florida.
Florida first.
I like
so
Florida.
you're down in Florida. You just
More or less.
Well, more or less. Well, your wife's down in Florida. you get to go down there once in a while. But I mean, do you ever see yourself retiring down there?
No, I don't see myself retiring. I really like working. I like doing what I do.
Yeah,
I
but
like
can you work there? Can you work down?
No, you know what? But my business is here. I like visiting there. I like going down for a week at a time. And I go down every year, every other week for between 5 and 10 days for every 2 to 3 weeks. And I love it. But I get bored. I can't, it's not enough for me down there.
You don't like that lifestyle.
I like my life here. I really enjoy it up here.
Winter is the whole thing. You don't
going.
care.
And
I'm
you've
going.
been
I'm with
threatening
you.
that,
I'm
but there's
going.
nothing going on. I mean,
I can't
all
go
you
right
do
now
is-
because of business and stuff like that. But I'm going. I go
Could you
down
open
there-
up shop there, or would you?
Yeah, I could go open up shop there. But I'm like,
You wanna retire
Yeah, I'm not looking to open up shop there.
Okay.
I'm looking to I'll get somebody to work here. I'll go up for
You'd
the
live there
winters.
full time?
Come back. No, I want to be here. I love Jersey. I want to be
Yeah.
here for 6 to 8 months.
I don't love Jersey that much.
I'm getting
I like
tired- I'm
Jersey. I don't
getting
love it
tired
that
of
much.
the
It's the
freaking
My
same.
winter.
wife's down there for 8 months. And
I don't know how she does it.
and she loves it. I just can't do it.
I want to go down to Florida. So you're in real estate. I'm in real estate. I think I can possibly do a little bit of both. I want to go there maybe often every couple of weeks. You make your appointments. You make your phone calls. You know you can do a lot of the shit on the
Yeah,
phone.
but you know what?
You don't have to be there, or you
but
can
you
set
have
it
to
up
be
in a week
here.
in
You have to
advance.
be here to set up appointments to take people out. How can you make deals
You can
without?
set up the appointments. If you're going to go here for bi-weekly, whatever you want to do, every couple of weeks, make the appointments for the weeks you're going to be here, and you venture your way down to Florida. You can do it.
The guys I know that do that, and I know 2 real estate people that do it, they've got to have somebody here that is a partner.
As a
you have to
partner.
have a partner
got his
here
kids.
working both.
An assistant,
so you're
a
okay
partner,
with
or
that, but
somebody.
It's guys'
Yeah,
kids.
Assistant
100%.
doesn't do it.
My other brother
It
just
could be
told me,
done.
my other brother just told me he just rented a place in Boca for $1,200 a month.
year round.
Okay, year round for $1,200 a month. It's a
Yeah,
one
what's
bedroom.
what's the average age of the neighbors?
No,
88?
it's not terrible. It's not. It's not.
Boat slip? No boat slip?
It's actually right across the street from the Boca Beach Club.
You know, down on the water in Boca,
Yeah.
it's great. It's all
$1,200 a
ages.
month.
It's
Can you
young.
imagine?
At the clubs, it's old, but
Yeah,
at
the
the
big
The
golf
thing is
clubs,
about
right.
when you're in Florida over the winter, like when we're here over the winter, I don't care what anybody says, we hibernate. You know, we're not as active and stuff. When you're in Florida, you're doing more, you're outside, you're walking more, you're going out to dinner.
I'm outside.
Even during the winter?
Yeah,
I mean, I
I-
play golf through 12 months a
Me
year.
too. I play golf
But
here
still,
12 months a year. As
you're
long as
still
there's
not
no
being
snow.
as active.
If it's
Well,
not,
you're not playing 12 months now. Well, tell them what happened to your back.
So I had a disectomy.
He had to come up with a fucking excuse of why he's been playing bad. So he had
a
a back problem.
microdiscectomy. I had a microdiscectomy 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's brutal.
So luckily I'm here talking. I didn't think I was going to be here talking and being able to sit, but it went great.
So with our wonderful insurance,
Then you need another drink.
with our wonderful insurance, he goes to New York, picks out a doctor to do the surgery. You know, a guy by the name of Dr. Snow, very well known, respected. And after finding out that his insurance doesn't cover him in New York, he had to backtrack and come to Jersey.
Not really, but kind of.
What do you mean, not really?
Well, I had a guy here that I really liked, I trusted. You know, his son had surgery by this guy, and we knew multiple people that had surgery by this guy, so they wanted me to go to New York. I went to New York, talked to the guy. They both had the same exact opinion on what the problem was, same exam, et cetera, et cetera. And, you know, I kind of wanted the guy here to do it. I trusted him. He was kind of a friend, but I was going to do New York. I checked into my insurance. This is my business. I didn't have any out-of-network benefits in New York.
Really?
I don't have it either.
Yeah, so
I don't have it either.
that's a problem. So
You have no out-of-work-
I'm going to
network
change
Not
it.
in New York. When my kid had the same
you
thing.
gotta have out-of-network.
microdiscectomy.
You got to
I had
have
to pay out of the
out-of-network.
asshole. Sorry,
Even
guys.
if it's
Insurance is a problem no matter what you do.
$5,000, $10,000 deductible, you got to get out of network just for whatever.
it's a problem anyway with insurance.
But
Yeah, and who's
it
going
was
to fix
great.
that?
It was great.
Nobody's
It was
fixing
my. It was
The
actually my
socialist
fault. I should've known.
Democrats, the
Can't
Democratic
happen.
Socialists.
Can't happen. Not in this
I
country.
know it's not going to
Well,
happen.
the system's broken.
A friend of mine just started chemo with pills. If he didn't have insurance,
I didn't know that was a thing.
yeah, if he didn't have insurance and he didn't have money, he'd be dead. $13,000 a month for pills.
Out of pocket?
If he didn't have insurance, out of pocket with insurance, $1,300. Still,
Well, what's
who
interesting
could afford it?
with the guy in New York, this guy said he's going to bill the insurance company $30,000,
Right.
and he told my brother that he has to get paid $8,000. So whatever he gets paid, $8,000 or more, he's going to keep.
Okay.
If he didn't get
If he
$8,000,
gets 6, I owe him 2.
You owe
he hit him
too,
too.
right.
But the hospital was like 20, 30 grand, and anesthesia was another.
But can you imagine $30,000 he's
know.
billing, and you know people that don't have insurance are paying him
That's the
$30,000.
system. That's the problem.
So there was a medicine for nail fungus when it was not generic. $1,300 for 90 days. Is
that a problem?
Generic now, less than $100 for 90 days. So it should have been less than $9.
Yeah.
It should be $90 all the time. The you know
They're making too
the
much
drug
money.
companies
They're
are
making
just
too much
killing
money.
people.
Well, Alan,
the whole thing's out of control. The prices are not real. You can't go to the hospital and have a $50,000 or $100,000 bill.
What's
Not
the
real.
answer as it relates? You're a doctor. What's the answer as it relates to the medical system? What needs to happen that it's fair? What needs? What
Okay,
needs
so
to
do you want the government involved in pricing of medicine? I mean, that's the downside. I don't know what the answer is, but we're not going to look at Canada, but with other countries, Europe, you know, we pay the most out of anybody by far.
Look at
And
Canada
it's run
also.
by
They're-
insurance.
You know, we
and
hear
the lobbyists, the drug
we hear over
lobbyists.
here that Canada's got great medicine. They don't have great medicine.
I agree with
You're
that.
waiting a
The-
long
the
time.
wait-
If you have a real problem,
If you have a
yeah,
real
maybe-
problem and you're young enough,
right.
then you get care right away.
Otherwise, it's like a wait list.
That's right.
at the
If you can
restaurant.
get it at all.
So funny thing. So he
It's like
has
computer problems.
yeah, like I have.
It's like your
So
buddy.
he has this company he wanted us to invest in, and the company basically developed a software program whereby you go to the doctor and you need a medicine. The doctor gets on his computer in the office and he tells you, okay, you can go when your address, you know, he has your address. The 4 closest drugstores are X. Where do you want to go? So if I said to you, what drugstore do you think, if you went to get the medicine, would be the cheapest option? What would you say?
Walgreens, CVS.
Most expensive.
But here's the thing.
Most expensive, not even close.
Wait, hold
Really?
on. I showed a property to a guy who's an independent, one of those small, you know, drugstore guys, like good neighbor. And I wanted to learn. So I talked to him. I said, you know, but talk to me about the pricing. He's like, we pay the same thing for drugs as the Walgreens. And I didn't believe him. He said, we pay the same numbers. He's like, but customers like to go to the small drugstore to get that, you know, that feeling.
Yeah, but
you know your
you would
pharmacy.
be shocked
He
And
told
what
me it's the same price. I don't know.
No, this guy.
The problem is that there needs to be like a fixed price for every single thing done, and there shouldn't be. I get paid from one insurance X to do one thing, and to do the same exact thing from another insurance
But then you're
company,
talking about
I get
socialized
paid
medicine again.
Not socialized.
But if you're fixing the price, that's what's happening.
you're not. You're fixing.
can't
the,
fix
So what do you
prices.
say? So now with the election, what do you think? In other words,
Okay, so you had the Obamacare, which
Oh,
was a
God.
big failure. Okay, so what Trump said he's going to come out with another plan. I haven't seen it. I don't know where it is. My numbers keep going up. Your numbers are all going up. Your premiums. So what's the answer? I don't know the
what
answer.
what are you doing about the election? What do you think?
Well, I'm a Trump guy. I mean, you know I'm a Trump
You're a Trump guy.
I'm a Trump guy. Yeah.
What about you?
The way I'm really an independent guy, but there's nobody on the Democrat side that I can vote for. You got to go Trump.
I think it's sad
Unless something
that,
changes.
I think it's
I
sad
agree.
that they can't
Okay.
get along. I think the whole thing is a joke. It's a joke. How do they not get along? The fighting that's going on, I think it's totally unprofessional.
Listen, Trump
they need to clean up.
Trump created a lot of this. He's not a great
he
guy.
can't shut up,
He,
so
he,
we
he
know
can't
that.
control himself. He's not a great guy. But the problem is, how do you vote for Warren, who can't decide what her background is?
She's dangerous.
You can't vote for a Biden who can't remember what day it is.
Right.
The only time in my life that I remember this whole country being together was 9/11.
You're right.
Right.
Yeah.
When 9/11 hit and you walked around and you spoke to people, everybody was on the same team. It's the only time I remember everyone being on the same
It
team.
took a
And it took you
sad
back to a
crisis for
time
that.
when you heard about after World War II. It took you back to when Kennedy was killed. I remember that. And it takes a tragedy to get you there.
Did you hear about this pilot or whatever? This guy on one of the American Airlines flights, he was supposedly either a Taliban guy or whatever, and he supposedly fucked up the plane on purpose.
Recently?
And, yeah,
Like-
recently. It's happened like 2 weeks
I
ago.
didn't hear
What?
Yeah, the plane when they ended up not taking off, or either didn't take off or took off, but they found out there was a problem and they traced it back to the guy that checked the plane.
Oh, he was a
And
worker at the
He was a
airport?
worker at the
Yeah,
airport.
Yeah, I heard about that.
I didn't hear that.
It's crazy.
But nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
Until you have another tragedy, it's sad to say, you're not going to have this country come together again. And it's not a tragedy having Trump as president. So you're not going to get
Listen,
them
I
together.
don't recall any time where everybody just, I can't say everybody, the dislike for Trump all over the TV, like any channel, anywhere.
Daily.
Maybe not even Fox, but they're starting to get there. They just destroy him. He does
From the
nothing
day
right.
from day one, from the day he was in
He
office.
does nothing
Before
right.
he was in office.
It didn't stop.
Yeah, it's
So, I was on Wall Street. So there was one guy, Apollo Management, whatever, big guy, big hedge fund. He said, if Elizabeth Warren, who's like the number 2 right now, she's got like, I don't know, 20% of the vote. Biden's got like 30, whatever. He said, if she's starting to get close to gaining momentum,
She is
like
gaining momentum. She is gaining
overtaking
momentum.
Biden or maybe even the front runner, he said, if she gets elected, the stock market will collapse like 1987 because she's so pro-left, so left against capitalism. It'll just decimate the market.
so what do you think that these
And decimate
these
the economy.
4 new Congress people are
Again,
doing to the Democratic Party? They're killing it.
they're killing it. I agree with that. They're killing it. They're pushing every
mean like
candidate
you
that
mean
way.
like the girl from
Ocasio
Brooklyn?
Cortez
Yeah.
and
Although I haven't heard
Elon,
much from her lately.
whatever her name
She's
is.
been laying a little low.
They probably told her to settle the fuck
Yeah,
down.
she had to.
Yeah.
But the young people and people of color and inner city people of low income people are just following her and think she's the greatest thing since sliced bread. A Green New Deal can't get you anywhere today. A socialized country can't get you anywhere the way where this country comes from.
I agree.
So, Alan, I
You
was
gotta
talking to my
look at me.
brother the other day that I want to go back. I'm thinking about getting a Porsche to,
been saying that for 20 years.
As a second
20
car.
years.
Second car.
You had the Panamera.
Yeah, but that was like my main car. So I'm thinking about getting.
So
I
just
know
pull the
that.
fucking trigger,
Well,
right?
you two guys are Porsche guys. What can I get? What year can I get where if I want to spend like 40, 50,000 and it's in decent condition?
You could
Old.
probably not
No,
really.
no,
You can get probably an 09 or 10.
That's old.
It's old.
He's saying it's too old.
It's how old? You want?
It's not
10,
old.
It's 10 years old.
How many miles? How much are you going to drive it? How much are you going to drive it?
Honestly, I'll probably
to
put
the
on,
cigar bar and back.
Yeah,
To here and back.
I'll tell you the car you ought to look
probably
at.
about 10,000 miles a year.
You can drive it that much?
Yeah, because no, if I have it,
I think you still can get a 10
I
or
say keep the
09 or a 10.
$50,000 in the freaking bank and lease a freaking car and go brand new. Lease a car.
How long are you going to keep it?
selling David's yellow one.
Oh, is she really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't go yellow.
It depends. How long are you going to
No,
keep
no,
it?
you
You're
gotta-
going
yeah,
to use it
yeah.
for 3 years? What are you going to do? And then get rid of it? Or what are you going to do?
But
Go new.
how much is a new one to lease?
Yeah,
A friend of mine just bought
You're used, to the,
1500.
you're used to the numbers.
for 65,000.
Yeah,
14,
with
1500.
11,000 miles on it. Beautiful car.
Just pretend it's for one of the kids.
You think that's it?
Yeah, totally, 100%. I'm telling you, you're gonna spend
And
50
how many
grand
mi- how
for
many
09,
mi-
and you're not even under
You'll get-
warranty,
you'll get
You
7,500
get
miles a year.
What are you going to
Yeah.
drive it?
or even get 10.
You really think I can get something for $1,500 a month?
100%.
Yeah.
Even if it's like a year left, or like a 1 year old.
And with the best topic possible in under 1 minute, round group. Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh my
Oh
God.
yeah. What do you think about this guy Epstein? I mean,
Well, they killed him.
do you think
Somebody killed him.
someone knew that he was going
Somebody
to do
knew.
it?
Yeah, they didn't want him to speak. They didn't want him to open up and fucking get everybody.
I
They
think
didn't want him to talk, or
They
they
didn't want
didn't
him to
I
talk.
like
think he
it?
killed himself.
Nah,
I like
or they
the
didn't
fact
like
that
it. I
he
think
put
he
all.
killed
Did you
himself.
hear about he put all the money in trust?
I don't know about
Yeah,
that.
but they're suing the estate now. They're
I
going
still don't know
after
how
the
he made
estate.
all his goddamn money. I really have no idea how he.
Yeah, that's another
He
thing.
made
How
a
did-
lot
how
of
did-
money.
But if you look at all the trips he made and who they made him with, there's
And
going
it's
to be
not
a
just
lot
for
of
big
shit
people in
coming
there.
out.
He did
There's
some
a lot-
Fugazi
there's
stuff.
going to be a lot of
He
stuff
did some
coming out.
Get a
Fugazi
lot of hot
stuff
chicks.
for sure.
Listen, Bill Clinton could have done him in.
Well, wasn't he friendly with Bill Clinton?
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm
and the
saying.
prince.
And the prince.
So they're involved.
They put a knock on the door. They said, "Listen, shut him up."
Does Trump
Has
have
to
his
be.
fingers in that?
You know, Trump.
Antonio
to
Brown
his
does.
benefit, he
Depends who
booted
you
him.
ask.
Antonio
Trump
Brown.
booted him. He's got
Antonio
it's on the
Brown.
records. That's good.
What about? What do you mean?
Well, because he got, with the stuff that's going on with him now, and the second woman came forward about all this allegations, crazy.
And then you have this guy for the pitcher for the Yanks. The guy's won 19 games this year, and he
These
beat the
guys,
shit
they
out of his
just-
wife.
They just
supposedly.
Can't stop.
Yeah.
Now
They just
he's
don't know any better.
he's out.
They don't know any better.
All right, guys, I want to thank you very much for spending some time at L&B Cigar, and I hope everyone enjoyed their cigar.
Love my cigar.
pleasure.
Love
How,
my
how does the cigar
I
taste
love
now
my
compared to
cigar.
when you lit it up?
Oh, it always tastes
Yeah,
better
there's
midway
always-
through.
My only,
Better at the
my
end.
only complaint is I didn't get it long enough.
You never
Great
get
draw.
it. Look, your problem is
never
it's
long
just not
enough.
long enough that you can't solve that problem.